rescuers said 8 people were killed Wednesday in an Israeli strike in the north of the besieged Palestinian territory. Thousands of Palestinians rushed to U.S.-backed aid distribution center in southern Gaza desperate to receive food packages after weeks of blockade, which was imposed by Israel. Crowds flocked to the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation site in Rafah, overwhelming organizers and prompting temporary withdrawal of staffs. Let's listen in to what some of the Gazans had to say with respect to aid deliveries.
من الزحمة لأخذت طحين بس كان عندي أمل إن أخذ طحين والأمل بإيدين الله عز وجل عند الله ولكن ما أخذتش من الزحمة ومن كثر
التسليم كان النظام بعدين ما من الكم الهائل من الناس خلوا الناس كلها تهجم هجوم عليها وتاخذ الكمية.
The foundation said around 8,000 food boxes equal to 462,000 meals were distributed, adding that its team fell back at one point to let people collect aid safely. The Israeli military said that warning shots were fired outside the distribution zone, but no aerial fire was directed at the center. Control over the situation was later restored. Meanwhile, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu admitted there was a loss of control momentarily, but said order was re-established. Let's take a listen.
Well, we tried the first one. We're going to put many today. There was some loss of control momentarily. Happily, we brought it back under control. We're going to put many more of these. And the idea is basically to take away the humanitarian looting as a tool of war of Hamas, to give it to the population, eventually to have a sterile zone in the south of Gaza where the entire population can move for its own. We made a decision. Let us put the aid in such a way that we separate the aid from Hamas. We give it to the civilians and not to the terrorists. And we worked out a plan with our American friends to have controlled distribution sites where an American company would distribute the food to Palestinian families.
In a related development, the United Nations has called the scenes heartbreaking. The UN also said Israel is still allowing aid deliveries under extremely difficult circumstances and with a lot of obstacles. Let's listen in.
To the situation in Gaza, and I can tell you that we have been watching the video coming out of Gaza around one of the distribution points set up by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, and frankly, these images are heartbreaking to say the least.
Separately, the United States dismissed criticism of the aid operation at the height of hypocrisy, stressing that food is moving into Gaza at a massive scale. Let's listen in.
Beginning, we had I'd mentioned and we had heard about the resistance by certain NGOs and the UN. It is unfortunate because the issue here is getting aid to Gazans. And then suddenly it moves into complaints about style or the nature of who's doing it, or elements of administration and being opposed to getting food and aid, as we've demonstrated here, is happening and will continue to happen because someone might feel left out, is, I think, the height of hypocrisy.
The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, the one distributing aid in Israel, has blamed Hamas for causing delays in civilian access to aid, an allegation Hamas denied. Lebanon's health ministry confirmed that an Israeli airstrike killed one man in the southern town of Yatir, located in the Bin Jubail district. The strike targeted a motorcycle and marks the latest escalation despite a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah. The Israeli military has not commented on the incident, which follows this claim of killing Hezbollah member in Majdal Zun despite the truce in place since November to end over a year of hostilities and 2 months of intense conflict. Israel continues to carry out strikes in southern Lebanon. The ceasefire terms allow only UN peacekeepers and Lebanese forces in the area, yet Israel has maintained a presence in 5 strategic zones. Lebanon is urging international interventions to stop Israeli attacks and ensure full withdrawal.